Yay. Yay, yay, yay. Well, we're 2 minutes in. I'm sure we'll have some people with us shortly. I've got some cards I can show you. Let's see here. I saved these. Oh, this is from Judy Morgan. You see this one? Let your light shine. Isn't that cute? And look at it's me as a Barbie. That is so cute. Yeah, I might have showed that last week. Happy Mother's Day. This is from Maureen, of course. Isn't that cute? She makes these in Canva. And then she's got a word search, cartoon. And then this is a poem. And she's using Chat GPT to come up with these. Isn't that cool? A lot of value for someone getting that. And there's Donna. Yay, I like her back too. Look at that.
Oh, nice.
And then we got, how are you, Donna?
Oh, not too bad.
And then I got a card from the Stotts, which are Go Giver friends, Donna and Mike from Georgia. It says, uh, this is chaos, love, and in the middle's motherhood. That's about the size of
That's
it,
a nice.
isn't it? Yeah, this is cute. And it's cool. This is them guys, by the way. Nice picture on the back.
Oh, yeah.
These two, the Stotts are, that's the son, are in real estate and they're big trainers too. That's how I know them from the Go Giver thing. And it says, happiest of Mother's Days 2025. We'll be in Ireland this year. So
Oh.
jealous. So jealous, right? But it says, despite motherhood's chaos and challenges, you handle it all with incredible grace and ease. Isn't that nice? Happy Mother's Day from the Stotts. That's
Oh,
awesome.
nice. Yeah.
Very nice right there. So, and there's Maureen coming on. Mm. Do you remember, well, the top of my head's cut off. Do you remember this necklace? This is from a million years ago.
Oh, yeah.
I just grabbed it because I like these earrings with the turquoise. So I was trying to get something that went
Hmm.
with it. Yay! Have you done any of the e-card things yourself yet?
I've done a couple.
Oh, awesome.
So, yeah, I haven't gone in. I know they did some changes to the Pro app, but I haven't gone in to check that stuff out yet.
Yeah, I haven't gone in that way. I've done the e-cards on the laptop so far,
Hmm.
but I like doing that for the my regular cards too, unless I'm trying to do one quick on the fly. So
Yeah.
I did send one to Debbie Sorensen. She ordered some Avon from me, and she lives on a boat. So her address keeps changing. So I thought she's the perfect person to send one to because sometimes
Oh,
I
yeah.
send a card and it comes back because she's changed addresses that quick. So she's a perfect person for that. But yes, indeedy. What I wanted to show,
Definitely.
um, signing up the new Avon representatives. Of course, this would work with any company. That's not just an Avon specific thing. But these are my idea cards. I think we've talked about these a bunch of times, so you've probably seen them already, right?
Hmm.
But the reason I have the three of them in my hand is because I sent them out, and one of the people I sent them to was either fake or something. They all came back to me. But I kind of like that when that happens because then I can look at them in person and see what I need to update.
Hmm.
So then there are things because this picture is 6,000 years old. Is it even? Right, right. I mean, you can tell I'm in there, but I've had blue hair for 3 years, so I need to change that. I am still driving the same van though, right? But there's
Yeah.
other things I need to change about this. I had scanned my business card back then, and it has an 800 number I no longer have. So,
Mm.
my friendly reminder, if you've got cards you use all the time, and there's Debbie Sorensen. If you got cards you use all the time, you want to look at them to make sure they're, hey, how are you? You're not on the boat.
I am.
You are on the boat. Oh, I
I
didn't
am.
expect you to have any tchotchke stuff.
Girl, I've been living here for 8 years. You bet it's full of way too many tchotchkes.
Oh, well, I just figured it was that was the that was a thing like a rule. You can't have tchotchkes on the boat because right,
No, no. Well, you got to have a place to put them. And, we
right.
have this rule. If you bring something on, you got to take something off. And, if I bring two things on, he looks at me and he goes, all right, what's going to go? And I say, I'm going to miss you.
Oh, that's kind of cute.
And then we don't talk about that anymore. So there you go.
Yeah, I kind of wish my mother had that rule. You
Oh,
know what?
my mom. I used to teach my mom, I would say, just because it's cute doesn't mean it has to come home with you.
Oh God. Well, I don't know. I don't remember any stories about her living through the Depression or anything, but like we can't have one whatever it is. We have like the thing I found lately that and these things I'd love to ask her why um magic eraser. What would be she doesn't even
Because it
have
works. It
but she
works.
doesn't
It's
have
good stuff.
floors. She has carpet throughout the whole
No,
house,
I use that on everything.
but
The magic
obviously she
eraser?
didn't. Right. But
No, I use it on everything.
you have
Countertops.
10 containers of them, not
No,
individual sponges. She has 10
no.
containers of
It's a boat. I can't have 10. If I lived in my house, I probably would have them in my pantry. I
I
used
mean,
to be like
I
that. You
could
know what?
see.
You know what? Mine came from food insecurity as a child.
Oh, that's why you have extra stuff?
Yeah, that and girl, I live on a boat, but I took one of the cabins and made it a walk-in pantry. Okay,
Oh.
because we will eat. If the world goes to shit and you don't have food, just find me.
Yeah, yeah. So now, and I knew once people realized that the apartment was empty, they would be asking me because there's nothing to rent in my town. So I have somebody wanting to know about the apartment. The problem is I can't even show it to them right now. Full of crap. And I've got probably 30 or 40% of the stuff that was in there to start with is gone. And it's
Is
still,
that something Alex can help you with?
he's the one that did it. No, well,
Oh,
he
sorry.
didn't do it, but he didn't help the situation. He added his own. I don't know where he grew up, but evidently, when you drink out of a water bottle or silverware or whatever it is, when you're done, you just go, whee! Because I mean it, it was like a hoarder house. I don't know.
Oh, so this was not,
They said,
no, 'cause Virginia had moved to, so this is
Virginia?
Alex that made that mess.
Well,
Ginny,
my
Ginny went
mother,
to retirement, right?
right, she went to retirement to the assisted living. That was like 3 years ago. But even though we talked about it, well, I didn't realize she had Alzheimer's, so maybe that's part of it. But we talked about it for a good year and a half ahead. And I kept saying, don't you want to sort some of that stuff out? Doesn't Scott want some of that stuff? My brother, what are we doing with this stuff? Came the day to move, she had a couple bags, like tote bags of stuff, left everything the way it was. Everything was still there. She didn't
Mm.
Yeah.
sort or ditch anything. And so then Alex is like, I'm going to move over there, the apartment. And I'm thinking, I'll have some actual personal space over here. So I was all for that, not realizing he was going to trash it. And then he keeps going, oh, I'll come over and get the stuff I want. Right. So now I'm like, well, that way he moved out in November. So now it's like, you didn't come back.
So, okay, so your
Or
ad needs to be like first, last, and security, or willingness to clean it out before you move in.
I think I'm just going to
First,
have to
last,
end
and
up
clean it
paying
out.
service. I've gotten a lot of stuff out of there, and luckily I already have a dumpster on the property, so that I
Yeah.
use myself. But yeah, I haul it, just haul it.
Oh, there are places that'll come and haul it all away and pick in anything they feel is good and they can resell.
I know, but
Oh,
my current income
well,
does not
sometimes,
support that. But I've gotta make a plan because every month that goes unrented is money I
right,
could have. Right. So Valerie's got on my
right.
favorite necklace set.
Yes.
Yay! Oh, I love that. Do you like it?
I love it. I
Oh,
love it. I
love
got
that.
the bracelet. The only
Bracelet.
thing I didn't do was the earrings.
Are you
Oh,
muted?
how did
Oh,
you
yeah.
not like them, or they're too big for you?
I don't know. I haven't decided. I can always go back for them if I
Oh
want, but
yeah, because they're light, and
yeah.
actually these would go. We're selling these right now too.
Well,
These would go.
actually, I was looking at those and I didn't know how close they were to the yeah, see, that is more me. That
Well,
one.
because
Yeah.
these are nice and they're not quite as flashy as the stars.
Yeah.
But yeah, I grabbed these. These are easy to wear with anything. That's why I got them on.
Yeah.
So yeah, you
So I
might get
went to my
that.
customer today, the new one that I just got, bringing the bag and wearing the arabesque, and she did notice this. So I think that's all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna buy
Wear
whatever,
it.
wear it, bring it, and she already ordered again.
Did you do the trick with her with the bracelet? Because that's
Yes, I
what
whipped it
take it
right
off
off my hand and gave it to her.
and she put it on, didn't she?
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm just like I said, I pretend I'm like, oh, I'm Lisa Wilber. Here, try this.
That's our thing, Debbie, is I know you were specializing more in the skincare and stuff. That is not my bag. It's jewelry, and I let the thing I sold at the flea market and stuff was daily needs. So I sold Skins and Soft, deodorant. I never have been really into the skincare or the makeup. Those things are I'd sell Mary Kay if I was into that. I'm not. So how I sell stuff though is I just hand it to them and don't talk.
Gee, it's how you get rid of puppies and kittens.
Yes, it's the same. Well, it's all of it's the same theory though. The reason I do
Yeah,
that is because people like if you have a bracelet on and they say, "Oh, I like your bracelet." I just take it off and hand it to them. They take it, put it on, and then they tell me what outfit they're going to wear it with. They tell me they're
and you
selling the
just add it to their next bill. No, it's and then you just reorder so you can do it again, or you order 5 or 6 so that you just are getting rid of them. No, it
so
works. It works. It's that ownership is 9/10 of the law thing in their brain, even right.
well, and I got that whole idea from real estate, believe it or not, because in real estate, they don't sit around going, this is a front room, because we all know what front rooms are, right? They say,
Right.
where would you put your couch in this front room? And then the person
Yep.
sitting there picturing their furniture in that front room. And that's what you want. You want them picturing their stuff in this house so that they'll want to
Right.
make an offer on it. So it's the same
As soon
theory.
as they do that, they make the decision. Oh yeah, I could do this.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Anyway, so I wanted to go over these three cards again, even though we've done this a bunch of times. If you think about it, you could do these on the e-card thing. So if you have limited funds, as long as you have a subscription, you could do the e-cards as part of because that's still available right now, I believe. You can still sign up for the e-card thing. They're calling them ACT, ACT. Even if the lifetime thing is not available and you don't have a subscription, you're going to pay $10 a month. That would still be worth it if you think about it. And you could do these with the Axe e-card thing or in person. I still like doing in person because they have more of a wow factor, I think. So, but what these are, they're a series of three cards, in SendOutCards, they call it a campaign, and you can set one up pretty easy, and you can decide when the first one goes, what the length of time between each card is. You can decide how many cards are in the series. Okay. These cannot count as a heartfelt, though. So you're going to pay for these if you're sending them real cards in person. Okay. Does that make sense? Because heartfelt cards can be on your subscription, but a series of cards where they send them when you're supposed to, those are not considered heartfelt. So you pay for these. But it's way cheaper than what I was doing, which is a welcome pack with books in it and everything. Now, anything that you send is going to be more money. So the cards is a better option for that. But so I send this one the day that I get the contract on Downline Manager, whatever you want to call it these days. And then this is 7 days later, and this one's 7 days after that. So it comes, so the first 3 weeks they're a representative, they're going to get these cards from me. And I call them my IDEA cards, and IDEA here is spelled IDEA. I realize I'm putting an R on the end of that, but just bear with me. Right. Do you do that, Valerie? IDEA?
Absolutely. This is where we're
Absolutely.
from. You put that
Right.
R at the end.
Because we're saying mother, father, sister, brother, you got to put the R somewhere. It
That's
goes on
right.
the end of IDEA. There you go. So this one says, welcome to Avon. This is one of their pre-done things, but you could make one in Canva. I wanted to fill the card with ideas that they could actually use. And so I wanted to put my van on the front of it rather than put me or something else so that they could go, oh, wait a minute, I could put a sign on my car. So everything I want to show, I want them to think, oh, wait a minute, I could do that. So then this shows the back of the van with the wiper. I scanned my business card. I was excited that these came back. One of the free leads I got from Avon wasn't a real person, probably, and I got them all back. But that way I could look at it real close and see what I'm need to update. And I do need to update because this picture's old, right? It's at least 3 years old because my hair's been blue
So
for 3
blue hair.
Right. So, but down here I have, and I wanted to make them ideas that were easy for them to do because these are all brand new people with not necessarily money to invest. So this is a poster for a bulletin board, and it's where you tear the little tickets off. And I even hand wrote the little things. So I wanted to make sure that anything I put in here was didn't look fancy. It looked like, oh, I could do that. That's what I want it to look like. And then there's a little description on how you do it. And then the one down here is a logo hat and a yard sign. And I put the thing about Vistaprint. And then the back just has oh, I need to change that too. The Facebook, my team page on Facebook. So that's where they can go find, when we do the Zoom calls and all that. Okay, and yeah, I need to change that picture too. Although I always like this picture because of the cleavage, right? Yeah. What? That's important. Okay. And then this card has always had on the front. I've used these for a long time, obviously, because the pictures are old, but I changed the pictures of the products on a regular basis. And this I did change. See, I'm blue in that one. So I do put pictures of myself in here as far as on the business card and on the back. Okay, you don't want to leave off pictures of yourself because you want them to get it and say, man, she's kind of like me. Oh, look at her. I'm kind of like that. I could do this stuff because she's doing it. So I don't want to look that professional. I want to see, look at that one. That's just a regular old picture, not even the professional shot at all. Okay. And then this one has the thing with the license plate, vanity plate thing. Examples of yard signs, and then using the bags with the holes in them. And then the bottom one is the mailbox idea. But you could put any ideas you want. I just happen to use ones that I had pictures of. And I showed this bag. I showed this bag at the meeting on Tuesday. That bag right there is that bag over there. And it just says, ask me for an Avon brochure. So I wanted to show them how easy and inexpensive it is just to let more people know what you're doing. And then the third one has the Adopt a Highway with my actual Adopt a Highway sign. And then what's this? Oh, the coloring contest for kids with the actual one that I used. And then sponsor a sports team with the actual sports team I sponsored. So I wanted to show them ideas that I actually did and show them the actual ideas. And then that last is I put all the pictures on one flap and the explanation on a different flap for that particular idea. And then the back. On every card, there's like a little thing from me that just says come join the group page because that's where you'll find the more information. We do meetings on Tuesdays and stuff. So I'm glad I got these back because there's quite a bit of stuff I need to update, even though I've sent a bunch of these out lately. But you can make any number. I could send 20 cards. You can do 2 cards. In a campaign, you can make as many cards in the series as you want, and you can send them once a month or once, every 7 days. You get to decide the lapse of time between the cards. So that makes it nice. That's a feature of SendOutCards too. Anybody else do a campaign before? No. Okay,
Can I share something that I've done recently?
please.
Um, just being on a boat, we all share recipes and things on a boat.
Oh,
And
nice.
my boss, um, she has the thing every Thanksgiving. Her mother-in-law wants to make the gravy. She doesn't want to cook the turkey, but she wants to make the gravy. And for anybody who cooks, you can't make a good gravy if you haven't got the drippings and the whatever. And so my boss is like, it comes and it's cold and it's lumpy and it tastes like flour and but she's my mother-in-law she was like this. She goes, I'm just tired of it. And I said, well, I'm queen of gravy, so I need to teach you how to make gravy. And she's like, okay. So when I went to Denmark's where I learned to make gravy because meat, potatoes, and gravy, that's a thing, right? And my husband's grandmother taught me how to make really good gravy. And they have a couple of things. They have caramel coloring to make it nice and dark. And then they have a little shaker thing that you put flour and water in and you shake it and it dissolves all the lumps before you even make the gravy, right? So I picked each one of those up for her, but I also made a send out card that
Oh,
says good
nice.
gravy on the
Oh,
front. And then I have 2 different recipes for gravy, depending on if you're doing it a jus or if you're doing a thick gravy. And then on the back, I did what you said. I have our sailing
you're
logo in
sending
my photo.
you're sending this to the mother-in-law?
No, I sent it to my boss so she can make her own gravy and
But what's
not
she
rely
gonna tell
on her
but
mother-in-law.
but
Yeah,
what's she gonna
she's
tell the
gonna have her husband
mother-in-law?
say, "Oh, don't worry about it. We're gonna take care of it this year. You rest. We're gonna do it for you this year."
Oh,
Yeah,
good luck
which is
for that. Are you attending the funeral?
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, but I gave her all the tools she needs to be successful.
I don't know what planet you're on, but on the planet I live in, your mother-in-law, you choke down the nasty gravy and say it's fabulous and go about your
No,
business.
she's a New York
Is that not
Italian.
right?
She ain't,
Valerie knows I'm right. Valerie knows I'm right.
yeah, no, not if you can do it better. She's like, I'm just saying. Or they can just switch it up. They can have it in the background, and when she's not looking, they can pour the new one in. And she'll be like, "Oh, this is probably the best gravy I've ever made," says mother-in-law.
Well, you'll have
I
to
don't know
let
what
us
they're
know
gonna
how
use.
that
That's
goes.
not my. Yeah, that's not. It won't be till November. But
Yeah,
but like I
Deanna
said, I
knows.
used my send-out cards to make sure she had all the tools that she needed.
That's cute.
No,
Mm-hmm.
when I'm around not I don't have in-laws at the moment, but when I had in-laws, um, they were the experts. I was the one that didn't know anything, no matter if I did or if I didn't. I made sure that they felt like they were the expert and I didn't know anything. And even if it was really, really bad, which some of the stuff was, I thought it was fabulous. And I took a second helping. Oh yeah, but oh, I'm surprised that strategy works for
Hey,
you.
she is a New York City Italian, and her boyfriend is a Minnesota, farmland guy, and she has moved to Minnesota for him.
Hmm.
Okay, so all I'm saying is,
But tell
she
me
said
the
she
mother-in-law isn't a New
This
York
is an
City
Italian
Italian.
mother-in-law?
Oh, okay.
That's what
no,
that's
We-
what
my
I thought.
boss,
Valerie and I were
my
both
boss,
scared for her safety.
no, my boss is the Italian
Oh,
from New York City, right? Her mother-in-law is, Minnesota,
Okay.
whatever. The woman, she's from Minnesota, which means she has some Scandinavian background, which means she should be able to make a decent gravy. That's all I'm saying. So, but Diana, my boss, didn't know how to make gravy either, right? So they couldn't do anything about it because nobody knew how to make gravy. So I
this
taught
story
her.
would be awesome if it was like Sister, but we're sitting, me and Valerie are
Yeah.
sitting here going, mother-in-law, I ain't touching that with a 2 foot
Hey,
stick.
it's not. Never mind.
Wow. Yeah. You
No,
have
it's funny because my mother-in-law is not a great cook. Quick story.
you
My
said
husband
that
can
out
hear it.
loud?
Oh, my husband knows it. Why do you think he married me? Come on. He's been well fed ever since.
When it comes to
45 years.
mother-in-laws, you lie though. Where did you go to school?
No. Well, I was
You
young. Remember? I was only 18 when I got married. I didn't know any better. I was told to speak my mind. And I did.
I
Listen, I
mean,
didn't. I
yeah,
didn't say
Marge, I
anything. But the
speak
first
my
time
mind.
she had us over, a bunch of us over to eat, a bunch of kids, right? My husband and I and their exchange student, and then her daughter and her boyfriend. We all came over, and it was more. There were more people than she could feed. She had made like a gravy and then some potato, like a stew and some potatoes. And when more people show up, normally you would just boil some more potatoes, right? But no, she dumped like half a thing of cayenne pepper in the sauce, so it was so hot nobody would want seconds.
And if she was my mother-in-law, I would think that was brilliant.
Well, Lisa, it's 45 years later and I still got her. So,
No, I think maybe I'd like that because my first husband, yeah, I remember him. Uh, his mother, I brought that. Sounds. I was 15, I think. I brought them some fudge that I made. Obviously, it wasn't that good. I was a little kid, right?
right,
And
right.
the mother said, if you really want to know how to make this, I'll show you how. And I knew
Okay.
my place. That was my place. She let me know that she said right out, I'm an expert, whatever baker person that makes this, and I will show you because I'm an expert. And my husband, I wasn't married to yet, he took me aside and he says, no matter what she comes out with, it is the best shit you ever had. And that's how
Oh,
I
good.
knew.
That's where you learned it.
Yes, yeah. And it was true with the second one too. So I'm pretty sure that's universal that you don't try to
Yeah.
teach your mother-in-law something. I think by and large they don't like to be taught how to do stuff like cooking, cleaning.
Yeah, yeah,
Well,
no,
good
no,
for you for trying, I guess.
this is for my boss to make the gravy herself.
Oh, yeah, but then you're putting
The
her life
mother,
in peril.
no, she asked because she
Well,
said, I don't know
well,
what
you
to do. She said, I don't know what to do because she brings this blah gravy. It's not hot. It doesn't taste like turkey and it's lumpy and we have to suffer through it because nobody knows how to make gravy. So I'm like,
I know, I got the
how
story,
is
but
okay.
where the line parted was, if someone came to me and said that, I would say, you know what you do? I know exactly what you should do. Choke it down and act like it's the best thing you ever had in your life because it's your freaking mother-in-law. And instead, you chose to, we'll teach you how to make gravy, and then you can. So I would, whoa!
Well,
I'm
she
happy
could
for you.
do with it as
Will you keep us posted? Or should we wait to see it on True Crime?
Yeah, let's see how that all works out.
Yeah, you tell me. Well, I guess it could if they did what you said about um swapping it in the cupboard when she's not looking or something.
That's the easiest way to do it.
Right. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
instead of her going, "Oh, I made it," instead, and everybody going, "Oh, this is the best." Yeah, just swap. I'll suggest that. I'll suggest that.
I'm just, yeah, I'm going to be stunned about this for a little while. Sorry. I like the idea though. I like the I've seen, matter of fact, somebody sent me one that had a picture of an old recipe card that had all the stains on it and everything. So you knew it was in their family forever. I thought that was
Right.
awesome. And they sent it like in their Christmas card. That was one of the panels. And I thought that was
Cool.
neat because you knew it was the actual card and they
I
just
have
take
a
it.
couple of those. I have
Yeah,
a
that was
couple of
kind of
those.
neat. So I love the
That's a good
recipe
idea.
idea. You know who used to do that a lot was my buddy Brenda. She did Watkins for a long time, and they sell like flavorings and stuff. So she
Right.
would get recipes that included Watkins, included the flavorings that you need. She would retype the recipe into like Canva because instead of where it said a quarter teaspoon of vanilla, she would change it to say a quarter teaspoon of Watkins vanilla. And she would send them to prospects with the recipe as a way to get business. And I think that worked out good for her. So
That's pretty smart.
I love the recipe idea. Hey, that we'll have to
Yeah.
add that to our repertoire, Maureen.
Yeah, definitely. Actually,
Yeah.
I was thinking about that the other night about the card group because I was like, June's coming up after graduation. Yeah, we have the 4th of July, but what? So I was thinking of doing a summer/barbecue post and have everybody exchange their favorite
Oh,
recipe.
oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. I did find out something funny from Ty. He was saying something about I don't make or eat potato salad. That ain't my thing. But he's like, don't even. And I'm like, why? And he said all white people put raisins in their potato salad. I don't even think I ever knew anyone that put raisins in
Mm,
it. That's funny
No.
that he thought that.
no, no.
I
No.
know. Oh, Deanna's going to tell me something. What is it, Deanna?
Yeah, that's a thing.
Is that a thing?
Not for us, but yeah, it's a thing.
I mean, why did he think that? Is that a
Not
common
white
thing that a
people.
lot of people think?
Yeah, we've seen it a lot of times. Yes.
I
Yeah.
didn't even know that was a thing,
I had
right?
no idea. No.
You make potato salad correctly.
I don't make it at all. I
Yeah.
buy it if
But
I'm going to buy it, but I've never seen it in the store with raisins in it. I'm like,
Mm-mm.
it's not supposed to
Never
be.
heard of that.
People make it at
right.
home and they throw raisins in and get all crazy. They're trying to do.
No.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's not right, but people do it. Yeah.
I
I
have
was
I would
never
put
teasing.
seen
raisins in
that.
my carrot raisin salad, but in potato salad?
No.
Right.
Yeah.
I
It's
don't know.
I was teasing him because he was saying like stuff like all white people. And I said, it's the same. If I was to say that to you about something, you wouldn't like it either. And he's like thinking some of that stuff is true. So we were going back and forth on some of the stuff, and it was kind of funny. It
Mm.
was kind of funny that he thought, I don't know, all white people use raisins in their potato salad, but then I thought,
I wouldn't say all white people use it, but anyone that's ever used raisins in their potato salad is white. That's what I would
so what was funny is because he thinks that white people in general don't don't use any spices or seasonings at all. And I mean, he's not wrong. There's a lot of people like I didn't even
Yeah.
know I wasn't doing it. I didn't had any idea that I wasn't doing it. But he overcompensated when he was here at Thanksgiving. It was hilarious. I said, if you think I'm not going to do this right, what I want you to do, because I don't cook, I don't like it, I don't want to cook. I said, why don't you be in charge of seasoning the chicken? and he put so much of everything on the seasoning that we couldn't eat.
Oh my
So
goodness.
I was giving him a hard time. It was so funny. So he was like overcompensating for that. But I think I mean he has a point, but I think anytime that anybody says all of any kind of certain person, they all do this, like all women or all men or whatever it is, that's usually probably not true. But but I didn't know about the whole raisin thing.
I had never heard of that. I had no idea.
Yeah, yeah.
None.
None of us
None.
want to do it either.
No.
None of us want to put raisins in either.
Yeah, don't
Yeah,
do it.
no.
Hey, Deanna,
No.
you just got recertified in your travel thing? Is that what you were doing if I read that post right?
I just promoted up to the next level
Oh,
as far as helping other people become travel agents. So
nice.
yeah, so I just promoted up. So
Well,
yeah.
congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I see you going on
That's
all those
awesome.
cruises. That's
Yeah, I
so
didn't even
awesome.
realize that my sponsor, she like messaged me. She's like, "Congratulations!" And I'm like, "What?"
Oh, so you
So
didn't even know.
no, I don't focus on team building with it. I really focus on travel and helping people travel, and if they want to earn money on travel, helping them do that. But I'm not out here like stalking people or anything for to grow my team.
Do you mind if I ask,
Stalking is such a negative word. Connecting.
talking?
Connecting.
So
What are you doing for your main gig now, Deanna? Do you mind me asking that? Is the travel thing
I
your
have,
main?
yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, no, I have Beauty Fun. I created Beauty Fun with Deanna, which is my beauty boutique. And so I provide clean beauty products through my beauty partners.
Oh, so
So
then you can have more than one wholesaler. Awesome.
yes, and I'm not branding anyone else. I've learned a valuable lesson from the past, and I do not kid you. I was out to eat last week, and someone comes running in. There's my Avon lady. I'm like, I'm not your Avon lady. Like, I cannot get away from it. So
Yeah,
I'm branding myself in my own, yeah, just me.
that's
So
awesome though.
yeah.
Mhm.
So I do have two beauty partners. One is Lemongrass Spa, which is vegan and gluten-free beauty out of Florida, and then Urban Retreat out of the UK, and they're French luxury beauty.
Awesome. Are they both network marketing or are they just regular wholesalers? They just
They
wholesale to you.
are, I'm an independent consultant with
Oh,
them,
good.
and
Okay.
they're an
That's
seller.
awesome. I only
Independent
asked
What was
because
the
I
French,
hadn't heard
what
of
was
them.
the French line?
consultant.
What was the French line?
Urban
The first
Outfitter.
one, Lemongrass Spa, and
Is that the
basically,
French one?
no, that's the vegan gluten free. It's a small Christian family owned company in Florida, and then Urban Retreat is the French luxury beauty, and they're in the UK.
Okay. Thank you.
But
Well,
just
that's
go to
awesome.
www.deannastevens.com and you can check it all out.
Oh, what is it? Put it in the chat.
Put it in the chat. Okay, it's just my name. I bought my name.
Oh, Deanna Stevens.
Yep.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. No, that's smart. That is smart. There you go. Thank you very much. Yes, that's awesome. And are you using SendOutCards to help you promote it, or what are you using it for at the moment?
I use it for everything. Same stuff I've been using it for. I am not as what do I say, strict, consistent as I was before with my send out cards. I have to get back into my habit, but I still use it for birthdays. I use it for team members' welcomes. I use it for thank you orders. I use it for my travel clients when they go on a cruise. I stalk their page and get pictures and, you know, send them a card about their wonderful cruise and
Oh,
stuff like that,
perfect.
or
That's
remind them that
awesome.
their cruise is coming up. I send them postcards and stuff like that.
Oh, that's awesome. Very awesome. I'm glad that they are you on a subscription? Sorry, I don't know.
I'm grandfathered into the old school
Oh, good. So you get
unlimited.
the 10 a day.
Yes,
So
that's
you
my
get
goal, to do 10 a day.
awesome. Awesome. Oh, you know what's funny? Yeah, if once you get back into the swing of it, now when I miss doing the 10, I like berate myself for a week
Oh,
because I've missed 2 days in the last 8 months.
Oh my
I miss,
gosh.
I do 10 every single day because I think of it as every day that I don't even do one out of the 10, I'm losing like at minimum like $2 or $3.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
why not
So
why
worth
not
it.
just stop and do it? And
mm,
so yeah, but I have my list and stuff. I think they want you to do heartfelt individual cards. Just one sec, Maureen, now, okay?
okay.
Heartfelt individual cards. And I do some of those, of course, but I also work lists so that I make sure I do 10 every day. Because if I had to do 10 individual heartfelt cards, that would be a lot of, yeah, I maybe do 3 or 4 heartfelt cards and then I work my list. But
Oh, that's a good idea.
Maureen, what's your first? Wait a second, Debbie. Maureen had her.
Tuesday, we had a really bad rainstorm here in Henderson. It
Mhm.
was so bad that it knocked my internet out.
Well,
So I didn't send any cards on Tuesday. And I was like,
you're thinking about
yeah,
what were
I
you,
was,
Debbie, what were you going to say?
I was just, totally bad transition. Has anybody been watching the new Pope thing?
we have a new
Uh,
pope.
Yeah, the
He's
white smoke.
American.
He's an
He's
American,
American.
the first
The first
American.
ever.
Really?
Born in
wow.
Chicago. Born in Chicago.
Really?
Wow.
Wow.
Pope Leo. Pope
Pope
Leo.
Leo.
Wow.
Laura
I didn't know. I didn't watch
was
it.
over there. She saw
It
the
just
white
happened.
smoke.
Just happened.
Wow.
You
Well,
hear me, Laura?
I don't
Is
follow
actually
that because
there.
I'm not Catholic. Go ahead, Deanna.
I said
Neither am
Laura
I.
is actually over there. She had posted about it, so she saw the white smoke because
Laura.
she's yeah, Laura Robbins, Douglas Robinson.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
She's
yeah.
over there.
Yeah, I thought that was neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's doing a whole crap load of traveling.
Yeah, she's living her best life. She's retired, like really retired.
Have you met her boyfriend though?
I have not. I have
Oh,
not.
don't drive in the car with him. No matter what happens, do not drive.
He cannot drive?
Don't let him drive. Don't let him.
That's
I'm traumatized. Yeah, see, when I get traumatized. No, see, we were down on Long Island. I forgot. Oh, we were seeing Scola. She was there for some reason. And Laura and I were there, Scola and Mullins and who else? A bunch of people were there. Not Molly, but the other guys. And we went to go out to eat with, and it was like a wine bar thing. And me and Scola and Mullins were in the back seat of the car and I thought we were gonna die. I'm like, and his name's Chuck, and
yeah.
I was like screaming back there, and he's like, and I kind of said, well, I said the F word, so I won't say that, but I said, what the Chuck? Because I said, what are you trying to kill us back here? What are you doing? Everybody's laughing, but it's like, yeah, in that case, Debbie, I didn't hold my tongue because I'm like, I was on the verge of making him put me out because I'm like, just let me out. I want to survive this. So the whole dinner we were sitting there trying to figure out how we're going to get back to the hotel without riding with Chuck. And of course, them two were like bickering the whole time, which is always hilarious to me. So
Wow.
right, I think that's hilarious anyway. But I said, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for reaffirming my good decision to stay single. But yeah, don't drive with him. He's a nice man. He's awesome, but I'm never going to ride in a car with him when he's driving again. Ever.
So,
I
question: Where on Long Island did this take place?
oh, I don't know. What does that
Because
matter?
a lot, we spent a couple summers there, and they all drive like that.
Hmm.
That doesn't mean I want to
It's
drive in the
awful.
back when they're like that. That doesn't
No, no, no. We get an Uber,
because he was going
but
like
they
800
drive
miles
like
an
that too.
hour. And he was going like way fast, and he had 5 people in the car. One, two, three, four, five of
Yeah.
us in the car. Well, some of my discomfort could have been I'm shoved in the back of the car with Mullins. Yeah. Yeah, you all know Scola's husband, Mullins. Yeah. We don't even
Mhm.
call him his first name. We just call him Mullins. You know what it's like? It's like on Seinfeld, the guy they all called, right? That yeah, he's that guy. You know who I'm
I've
talking
never
about?
seen
What,
I've never seen Seinfeld.
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
stop, stop. Half of what we say to each other is Seinfeld. It's
I
not a lie.
started at the
if
beginning
you
and wondered
believe
what
it.
that's a great thing.
I've never seen Seinfeld. I've never seen ER. I've never seen Grey's Anatomy. I've never seen um
Oh, you're
I've never
missing some
watched The
fun.
Law and Order.
Ah,
Oh, all of them. I know them by heart.
yeah, I know all of
Newman,
them.
And the first
Newman.
5 seconds when it comes on, I'm like, oh, that's a good one. Like when they show like the little thing, I'm like, oh yeah, this is a good one.
Well, you know, it's
Well, I'll
really
tell you.
funny because if I don't like a certain actor or actress, I won't watch the show. And I don't like Ice-T. I don't like Ice-T at all. So I won't watch Law and Order.
Well, he's not in all of them. He's only
Yeah,
in one series.
yeah. So I just don't
Oh,
watch them.
by the way, I did send Chuck a card after I survived the car ride, and I wrote on the front. I did it in Canva and put a little Chuck in a little race car, and I said Chuck Andretti. I right, right, and he actually didn't think it was that funny. Go figure. Right. So I don't know. That is funny. I've seen him since then though. At Pat Falaska's house in Mass. They were there. Laura and him were there when we went. I think that was wasn't that last year we went to Boston for the convention? Yeah, that's where. Were
Yeah.
you there, Valerie?
Yes, I was.
Why did we go together?
I don't know.
Are you going to Vegas?
Oh, yes.
Why aren't we flying together or something? That's crazy. You already got your plane tickets?
Yeah, I got my plane tickets. I'm staying at the Cosmopolitan or
Yeah.
Coliseum. What is
The Cosmopolitan is
Cosmo? Yeah,
the event
that's where I'm
hotel.
staying.
Me
Yep.
too. I got a roommate though, so I yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I'm going. I
Yeah,
am
I'm
going,
flying
and
Southwest. Are you flying Southwest? Maybe we're on the same flight.
you know what? I can't remember because I did everything when the whole thing opened up
Oh, okay.
because I said, just do it, get it
Yeah, I didn't
done.
get the tickets at first. I did want to show you. This is I wish I'd have got his information because I'd like to send him a card. When I flew, where did we even go? 317 California, that Avon thing I went to at Napa thing. A guy, this is funny, this is like a small world thing, right? A guy that was one of the stewards, or however, I still call them stewardesses, flight attendants, a male flight attendant. When I was getting off the plane, he came up to me and handed me this card, and it's a American Airlines thing that he hand wrote. And it doesn't say this on it. His name was Michael. It says, "Thank you for choosing to fly with us." But he said, um, Ms. Wilber, he said, "You might not remember me, but I attended a seminar you did with Jerry
Wow.
Rowland down in, I forgot, Georgia back in 1990
Wow.
something." And he said, "I recognized you right away," which I surprised me because the hair's different. But that was, and he said, "I just wanted to tell you I remembered you."
That's
So
cool.
Wow.
luckily I wasn't doing something
Nice.
stupid that he remembered me for.
Well,
Well, you know, they
the thing is, he could see where you're sitting and look up your name on a roster. Like she looks really familiar. I don't know who that is. You could look up your name on the seat roster and
Oh,
go, right.
oh,
That's
okay.
where I know her from.
Oh, good.
well,
Okay,
you know,
that's
they do say you're what is it? You're never 7 people away from somebody who knows you.
oh,
6 degrees. 6 degrees of separation.
Yeah.
wow. Yeah, I'm sure you saw when this happened, maybe not, but like one of the big thrills for me, this sounds stupid now, but I was flying to Salt Lake City. This was 2 years ago when we were promoting the book, and I was going to the SendOutCards thing in Salt Lake City, and I got at 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm changing planes somewhere, and I'm walking through the terminal, pulling my bag, and somebody yells, "Lisa Wilber," and I'm like, "Oh, okay." And she turns around, and she's another Avon representative, and she said, "You're the lady with the blue hair." And I'm like, yeah. And she said, my husband and I want to take a picture with you. It was like 2 in the morning. I looked like hell, but I didn't care. It was fun. But just to be randomly known in a state far away somehow thrilled me. That was thrilling somehow. That must happen to you, Debbie, because you did so much speaking there for a while.
It does. Remember when we were doing the 3-day walks for breast cancer?
Yeah.
So when they did the first one in Atlanta, I was very hands-on. I helped find the portable toilet uh, vendors, and and the girls that were doing it. Just before we did it, Avon ourselves, we were using this other company, the first
Yeah.
one. They would come to my house, and I had the connections to the University of Georgia, so we were stuffing envelopes, and I took them over, and I had an inside connection. They put them in all the internal mailboxes and everything. So we got to really know each other. So a year later, my husband and I went to our business convention with the portable toilets in Pasadena, right? And so on the way back, we had a connection in Arizona, in Phoenix, in the airport. And we're sitting waiting for our flight back to Atlanta, and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna go grab some chewing gum, or my ears were popping still, whatever. And I go in and I'm at the checkout in the little Hudson shop, right, with my gum, and I hear, yes, she is. No, she isn't. Yes, she is. No, she isn't. Behind me, right? And I turn around and go, see, it is our Avon lady. And it was the two girls from the 3-day walk. They had just finished the 3-day walk in California and were also flying back to Atlanta.
Oh,
But
that's
this whole,
neat.
yes, she is. No, she isn't. Yes, she is.
And by the way, the lady that came up did that. I did send her a card with us on the front, me and her, because luckily when she took the picture, I said, "Oh, can you take another one with my camera, my phone?" Right? And
Right.
then she told me who she was. As soon as she was out of sight, I wrote down what she said, which thank goodness. And then I looked for her on Facebook and went that direction because I didn't ask her for her address. So she gave me her name only. I'd had nothing else, but I looked it up. She told me what state she lived in. So I went on Facebook, found her, and she had posted the picture. So that was easier. And her about tab had where she lived. And I went on White Pages and got her address. So that worked out. But right.
You're a skip tracer.
What'd you say?
I said, you're a skip tracer.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Matter of fact, Alex says it's creepy, but I don't think so. I don't think so. He also thinks it's creepy because if people look kind of like somebody, I always say, like the house he's living at now, he's living with like 11 people. It's hilarious. The boyfriend's mother just got married. The guy she married is what do they call it? A doppelganger? A doppelganger?
Oh, geez.
Oh yeah.
For Sammy Hagar.
Ooh.
So I said to the kid, "You didn't tell me your mother-in-law or whatever is married Sammy Hagar." And of course, my kid says, "Who's Sammy Hagar?"
Ooh.
And I'm like, Google, buddy, Google." And he still didn't. So when I talked to him the other day, I sent him a picture of Sammy Hagar. He said, "Oh yeah, I can see how you got that." But yeah, yeah. And by the way, I'm sending them congratulations on getting married card. I got a picture from Alex. They didn't take any other pictures, so I got the one in the front room where they're just standing there. And they do have pictures of like one of the kids made cakes. So I was going to put the picture of them two on the front and the cake in the inside with some flowers. Send that as a congratulations. So anyway, that's yeah. To me, everything is a card sending opportunity, pretty much. I think the embarrassing thing is I end up saying I'm more apt to say something nice in a card than I am in person. And I don't know, are you guys like that too? Or not really? Yeah,
The problem I have is I can't always express, in my head I can hear what I want to say, but when I start to type it out, and then I'm like, yeah, that doesn't make sense. Like the welcome to the kind card group. Everything I wanted to say in my head, once it got out there, I was like, nope, that's not it, but that's good enough. It was like I can't put into to my fingertips. And I've been that way
but
all
if
the
it was somebody like I've sent a card to every single cast member for the play now. So it was 33 total. And each card, I decided I was going to really do the heartfelt thing. So I said, I really liked how you did the singing in the visual scene, or I really tried to get something very specific. And some of them, like with Kenny, the director guy, I may have cussed him out a few times, but he's a brilliant man, and I am blessed to even be in his universe. No less getting to assist him is a gift because I'm learning, you know what I mean? I've learned so much from him. And I did put all that stuff in a card, but I would never say any of that in person because me and him are like much like a boss and a secretary would be. Like I had a blowout and told him off. The next time we saw each other, we acted like it never happened because that's what you do, right? So he's going to be surprised when he gets that card, I think, but I can't say that stuff to him in person. I'm more apt to say it in the card, but I hope it still has meaning for him. Either that or he's going to think I'm weird. But so, am I the only one, or Debbie?
No,
You're
no, because on the day when he needs encouragement, he's going to go back and read that card again. And the next time you cuss him out, he's going to go, he goes, but I have proof.
Yeah, he hit me on a bad day. And I think he was telling me I wasn't being nice enough or something. And I was being so nice to the people that I didn't want to be nice to that I kind of told him to go F himself and hung up on him. And I realized how old I was because I slammed my phone down and almost broke it. What am I doing that for? You just have to push the button. But I was so mad, and I went to bed. I was just so mad because I was afraid he was going to show up here. And then the next day we acted like it didn't happen. And
You
never.
know, I bet at Goodwill you could get an old-timey phone and you could just put it next to some and you could just like smack it a few times
I
to
would
make you
do
feel
that, but
better.
I can't have a tchotchke here because I have a rule about that. The
That's
phone
not a
would.
tchotchke, that's a tool. That's an emotional regulator.
I like the way you think, but I'm trying to be less items in my yeah. Yeah,
It's freeing.
that is like a recurring theme though, which is probably bad, is that every rule I have had something to do with a trauma, right? Right.
You
So, and
live, you learn.
I bet I would have the raisin in the potato salad trauma if that had ever been something. Right? Because I can see how that would be bad.
I don't even know who would do that.
Someone who
I'm
does
going to be on
not
the
know how to
lookout.
cook.
I'm
Someone
putting
who
a
has
bolo
no
out
idea
on
how to
raisin
cook.
studded potato salad.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know though. My we
Wait,
made
I'm
macaroni
Googling
salad. We made macaroni salad the other day, and my husband's like, "What did he say? I need to put the pickles in my macaroni salad." And
Pickles.
Relish,
I'm like, you
maybe.
don't put
Relish.
pickles in macaroni salad. But you got to remember, Sean has a brain illness, so sometimes he gets.
Oh, is
But I'm
that
like,
is or is that a thing?
we don't
That
put.
is a thing. Debbie says that's a thing.
I
But
just Googled it, and they have many recipes for juicy potato salad with raisins.
oh,
Don't.
Yeah, no, it's just wrong. It's bad and wrong.
Well, there's other things I didn't know. Of course, I didn't know the reverence for macaroni and cheese is something, and I didn't have any idea of the level of like the seven cheeses and how it's gooey and all that. Never have I had that. The macaroni and cheese at our house was dry. I mean, you had cheese in it, cheese and butter, but it had like a crust on top. But had no idea. He knows how to do all these things, and I don't. So I'm like taking cooking lessons from Ty. I'm not because I don't know what I'm doing. But luckily, I don't know what I'm doing. The only thing I do know is that I don't question my mother-in-law's ability, although she's not. He's already.
Is this going to be a thing?
We're both older, so his mother's already passed, so it's not going to be a thing. But I I know better than that. No, you know what my second mother-in-law used to do? I stayed at her house because I worked the flea market Saturdays, and she lived near it. So I stayed at their house, and she used to leave me like a bag lunch to go to the flea market with, and it was always a bologna sandwich with cheese that you take out of the plastic, and she wrapped it in an old Wonder Bread bag. So I'm going to the flea market, and then you had like the Cool Whip container with some leftovers in it too that you get to go with it. And yeah, that was always fun too. But it was the best lunch I ever had because I didn't have anything else. So that was awesome. But even if it wasn't, I was going to lie and say it was because it was my mother-in-law. Valerie and I are on the same page on this. Yeah, yeah. Debbie must have a saint for mother-in-law. That's it. No? It's just that they all
No,
expect you to say whatever and they just
no, they don't like it.
they don't like it or they oh, I'm shocked.
But but it all started not with me, but with somebody else being way too in
Opinionated?
your face, opinion
Oh.
and in your face. Yeah, and I took it for about 5 years, and then I didn't take it anymore. Well,
I
nine
don't
years.
I don't know whether to
Um,
say good for you or I'm stunned for you.
well, no, good for me. Good for me. I found my voice. Yeah, it was important.
We
So
don't
that,
know what to say.
hey, listen, you deal with a narcissist, and then you get better. I'm
Right,
just saying.
right. Oh, well, anyway, yeah, it's 2 o'clock, and I think we got some card sending thoughts in here, especially the recipe. That was something new.
That was something
Yeah.
new.
But yeah,
Did you
every
get mine with the poem?
you asked me that last time. I got it last time. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's something else.
Yes, thank
I have a
I
couple
don't
of poems that I wrote that I've sent out, like to my parents and um, uncles, aunts that are getting up in age. I wanted them to have a little something that I had written.
Oh no, that's awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
and Maureen and I are like all into adding stuff to the card. So the recipe idea is awesome. And we put word searches and all kinds of stuff in because when someone gets a card, you want them to have some extra value. At least that's
Right.
the thinking there. But
Right.
anyway,
You want
I
them to
like
hold on to it,
right.
right?
Well, I mean, if they do, they do. If they don't, they don't. But I'm just gonna assume I don't it's funny because Peg Duchesne and I are buddies, and she said she doesn't look for them to say anything, but from what she says, she does like it better when they say something, right? Have you noticed that too, Maureen? Yeah, she said, and I'm sure she'll watch the recording, so I don't want to offend her, but I personally don't look for any feedback at all. I just assume they loved it. They loved the
I did at the
card and they
beginning.
loved it. I no longer ask if they've got it. I no longer asked if they liked it or any of that stuff. I just assume they liked it and move on. And since I send 10 a day, I usually don't hear from most of them. So what were you going to say,
I
Maureen?
did in the beginning. I did in the beginning. In the
But
beginning, I did, and I would like freak out, not freak out over it, but I would like, I wonder if they got their card. I wonder, and then I would ask. But then after a while, and after listening to you and talking to you and doing, I was like, you know what? I
well,
don't
I
tell
don't.
people I receive cards from them all the time.
Well, see, that's the thing is I didn't tell Debbie I received her card. So that happens when I send people cards too. I
Yeah.
liked it, I loved it, but I didn't necessarily stop what I was doing and tell you about it. So and cards I think are that way.
Yeah.
Some people will say something, some people won't. So I don't think it means they didn't like it or it's not worth sending or any of those things. I think cards are important, especially because not everybody's sending them.
Right.
Hardly anybody's sending them. So especially for customers, like I love the every customer gets a thank you every time. And my customers like that. So it is because they don't get any other mail. They're not getting thank yous from Rite Aid. I actually can't use that line anymore. They're not
No.
getting thank you cards from CVS or wherever they're going, right? So they want the personal experience, and that's what we've got for them.
Right. And with the cards being we put extra value. I have so much fun looking up like some of the old cartoons. Like the one time I put a post and asked everybody what their favorite cartoon was, and people would tell me, and then I would go to YouTube and I'd find a cartoon. Remember, I did it with Teresa. I did it with Teresa. As a matter of fact, it popped
Yeah.
up, so I might do it again. It popped up in memories, and then I would make a QR code of that
Oh,
cartoon,
nice.
and then I'd put it in the card, and down the front would be their favorite, would be a picture of Tom. She liked Tom and Jerry.
Yeah.
So I did a picture of Tom and Jerry, and then I had a QR code and it pulled up a cartoon of
Oh,
Tom and
you know, it's
Jerry.
funny. I didn't think that's what you were going to say, the QR code, because what I've done a few times is like Ty did a video of him and Jaden outside in the snow, but he didn't take any pictures. He always does videos mostly. So I played the video, and every once in a while I'd hit print screen and do a still shot from the video. And that's worked when there's no JPEGs or there's no pictures. And I thought
Right.
that's what you were going to say. But that was even smarter doing the QR code for the actual cartoon. That's even smarter.
Yeah, and I went to YouTube, and I'm using a lot of YouTube, and I also do like for Mother's Day. As a matter of fact, I just threw my Mother's Day card away, but I put a cartoon in it from Snoopy, so when I have fun doing that too. And then I use Chat GPT a lot.
You did the Snoopy.
Oh, yep, I did the Snoopy.
Yay. Awesome. Well, okay. So if
I have a
you
question about the QR code. Have you had any feedback? Like, have you, or did you send one to yourself and like try it to see if it works?
I always send myself my own card first,
Okay.
but I
And
also use a different service. I use Shuffle. I go through Shuffle and use their QR code because I
I have
had a
Shuffle.
problem.
Mhm.
I had a problem once when I made a QR code off of one of those free sites and it
Mhm.
expired, and I didn't know it
Yes.
expired.
Okay. Well, and I know sometimes when you print it, it doesn't, if the printing is off, the QR code don't work properly. So that's why I was
Right.
asking.
I
But
haven't had that happen, but
I
I've
haven't
got
had that.
QR codes on mine, and I always, when I design the card, I hold the camera up to the laptop to make sure the QR code works.
works. Okay.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then you took your QR code off of Shuffle to go to
Mhm.
your Shuffle card?
I did.
Okay. I'll have to figure that out. Okay.
Deanna, really quick, when you open your Shuffle, open another browser and go to oneqr.com,
Okay.
and then I think you put in your same info, your user and password, and it will open the one QR. And I believe we are grandfathered in because we've had Shuffle for so long.
Yeah, I have the ancient one that I even forgot I was paying for until I get the payment deducted.
Exactly. I don't even use Shuffle anymore. I just keep it now just so I can use the QR code.
Okay. Okay, cool. I'll check it out. Thank you.
Yeah, and if you have any problems, just message me and I'll see if I can help you.
Okay, cool.
Well, awesome. I'm going to put this replay up on YouTube with all the other ones. And of course, we have the group page. So if anybody is interested or has questions, and we like to put stuff up there that you could use in the cards. I know Maureen's really good about that. And Maureen also has a new group of card sending friends group, the Kind Card Crew.
That's cute.
So if you want to go over there and get some ideas for sending cards and share some ideas, that's another great resource. So thank you very much, everybody. I appreciate you spending an hour and love you all. Thank you. We will
Okay.
talk to you later.
Have
Thank
fun
you.
this weekend. Drive safe.
Thank you.